Welcome. This is MoneyHeart, where we explore the emotional side of money. I'm Camille Diaz, and today we're discussing impactful giving. My guest is Elizabeth King. She's the founder and CEO of Elizabeth King Consulting, a comprehensive public relations and marketing firm specializing in branding, communication, and community engagement. Elizabeth is an accredited public relations professional with more than 20 years of experience in internal and external communications, community relations, fundraising, and event management. Elizabeth, welcome to MoneyHeart.
Thank you so much for having me today.
Yeah, really glad you're here. Since we're talking about impactful giving, like what kind of sparked your passion for giving and this topic in general?
Well, my first job out of college was with the United Way. And so from a very early point in my career, I understood, the importance of giving back to the community and how rewarding it is for the people who are involved in the giving process.
Nice. I like that. That's really cool. Funny how those first jobs just sort of always stick with us and keep influencing what we do.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So even though people might be listening to this at any time, at the time of recording, Giving Tuesday is like right around the corner. What can people do if they want to give back to their community or donate to a nonprofit? How does somebody even get started or choose a cause if giving is important to you?
So there's many ways to give. And so it can be time, talent, or treasure. So it doesn't have to just be money. It could be something that with your career, something that you're really good at. If you're an accountant, if you're in marketing, if there's some type of job skill that you have, how can you use that to make a difference? The same thing with volunteering. Maybe you've got a passion for homeless, supporting homeless, and you want to work at a food bank. There's so many different ways you can use the skills that you have, the treasure that you have financially, if you want to donate, or just your time. All of those are different ways to give back to the community.
I love that concept that it doesn't have to be money. I think sometimes we get limited figuring, oh, I don't have that in my budget. I can't donate anything. There's always something you can give because everybody's got a talent and everyone can make, a few minutes over here. And if you don't have the few minutes, then maybe you do have the money. So lovely that you have choices of what you want to give and how you want to make a difference. What kind of impact can one person make? I feel like sometimes, as an individual, you go, I don't know, is my $10 a month really doing anything? Am I helping?
Well, don't think about it just as your $10 a month. Think about it, if it's your $10, my $10, and my neighbor's $10, now we've got $30, so it's making a bigger impact. And so that's what I always try to encourage people. It's not the amount of the gift, it's that you're giving of your heart to make a difference. And so by you combining your efforts with others, you're having a much bigger impact than you realize.
Right. Yeah, that's a great way to look at it of just, okay, it doesn't matter how much I'm putting in because my effort, my gift, my time, whatever is being combined with everyone's, and that's what's really making the change. Okay. How critical are donations? Like, do a lot of people donate? How much change do we make? Does it matter?
It absolutely matters.
Okay.
Donations now are more important than ever. Nonprofit organizations, the beauty of them is that they're very nimble. And so when they see a problem, they can address it more so than the government ever could step in to try to solve a problem. You've got these organizations, you've got boots on the ground that really have the pulse of the community. What's going on? How do we need to help? Are things shifting in the community? Do we need to put more effort in a different area?
Yeah.
And so that's why donating to nonprofit organizations, donating through your church, just causes that you're passionate about. You asked earlier, how do you choose a cause?
Right.
What's important to you? Do you have a love of animals? Do you have, I've found that my passions and the things that I get involved with have changed as I've gotten older. And so when my children were very small, I was really passionate about feeding the babies. I
Yes.
wanted to make sure that my donations were going to organizations that were providing food and diapers for those that couldn't do it for themselves. You know, as my children have gotten older, I've found that I was spending more time volunteering with organizations that had to do with youth. And then I had another point in my career where I was involved with the chamber. And so I started doing a lot of economic development work. And so I was still volunteering and giving my time back, but my focus shifts. And so just think about, what are you most passionate about? And it doesn't have to stay the same thing forever. You know, you can be involved in different organizations.
Yeah, I love that concept of allowing your donations to shift as you find different things you're passionate about. I feel like sometimes we get stuck and we might think, well, I've always donated to these guys, so I got to donate to them. But then if you feel like something else is important to you, oh, I don't know if I have enough to send to both or enough time to go to both events, totally okay to go where your heart is and change and continue to give in different ways. I guess you keep it exciting that way for yourself too. You know, if you volunteer at one place and then you volunteer at a different place the next year, you know, maybe adding some variety.
It is good, but there's so many new people that you get to meet too. I mean, it's so good for your entire well-being. I mean, there's so many emotional and physical benefits to giving, whether that is financially or gift of time. But think about all the new people that you get to meet and the experiences that you get to have as you allow yourself to do different things and get maybe a little outside your comfort zone. But isn't that where we grow?
That's right. That is where all the growth happens, is right outside the comfort zone. Absolutely. And I love that concept of getting to meet new people, because I think a lot of us are always trying to expand our network and learn new things. So as you're learning skills and meeting people and giving back at the same time, it seems like you're almost gaining as much as you might get.
Oh, I think that you are most definitely. What I found really interesting as you know, I've been doing this for a long time and a lot of different fundraising and donations and a lot of different things. But when I was looking at the health benefits, I mean, giving back lowers your blood pressure, it increases your self-esteem, it lowers your stress levels, and they're actually finding people who are 55 and older that if they volunteer for 2 or more organizations, they are 44% less likely to die over a 5-year period. So you're finding people are living longer the more that they volunteer.
That sounds like a good reason to me.
I know.
Yeah, and that actually is something that you brought up there of struggling to find meaning after you've retired or kind of back down your workload. You know, a lot of people really have a hard time going, okay, well, what do I do with my life now? How do I identify myself? What's important to me? That type of thing. So this is a great way, you know, to volunteer time, is to be really useful and become a part of an organization. Whereas when you're working kind of that 9 to 5 every day, it's harder to volunteer time. And that's something I think a lot of places need.
Well, and I think, you know, talking about, you know, giving back about your professional experience, you know, you think of these people who've retired, there's so much wisdom and there's so much that they know, that this is a great way to still stay active, but be able to give back to the next generation and teach other people those valuable skills.
Yes. Yeah, that is excellent. So any type of mentoring, you know, whether you're mentoring children or business owners or doing some tutoring, yeah, you probably got tons of skills that people could benefit from if they knew you were out there to give them. So yeah, I
Exactly.
like that. Yeah. Um, how do you know that your gift will be used effectively? So if you're kind of one of those that wants to make sure I'm donating to a place that's going to use my money well, how do you figure that out? How do you determine what's going to happen with what you donate?
Well, there's a couple great websites that really track um, nonprofit organizations and can give you that information. One's called Charity Navigator, and another one is called GuideStar. And I've used both of those to look up to see how effective, how much of the money is actually going towards programs versus administration. Are they using their resources well? But another way, if you're looking for, as I mentioned, my background is in the United Way. So if you're trying to figure out an organization, I always start there because those are some of the most highly vetted organizations in your community.
Yeah, great. And I'll make sure to put links to both of those websites in the show notes. So if somebody wants to find that, they'll be able to do so. Since your specialty is in marketing, can you tell us if giving can help a company's marketing efforts? Because I almost feel like, is it horrible to want to get something out of making a donation or having your employees go volunteer for a day? Like, I don't know. Do you get back something when you give?
Well, I actually encourage it with all of my clients. I try to get them involved in community giving because there's so many benefits, both internally for your employees, as far as, reducing churn, building employee productivity. When you're happy about the place where you work and you're engaged, you're so much more productive. On the flip side, customers want to know that you're involved in the community and they want to do business with companies that share their values. So the more that they see you out in the community and say, oh, look at them, they're giving back, or they were involved in this, or it's something I'm really passionate about. And look, there's my insurance company walking down with a whole group of people, or, there's my favorite pizza shop and they're in the parade. When you see them out in the community, you really just identify more with them and you want to give them business.
So really, it's a win-win all the way around. Wherever you're donating your time or your treasure or whatever it is you're providing, they get what you're giving, and then you also get the recognition, the brand loyalty. It seems like the team building, if you're having your employees go, everyone has that feeling that we accomplished something together, which is always really awesome. So yeah, it seems like a great thing to do.
It really is. But what I find is those people that are doing it for the right reason have a really hard time using it for branding and as a, sharing that message that they're out there. And I just encourage you, because your customers want to see you, don't let that hold you back.
Okay. So don't get a bunch of head trash thinking that, well, I'm doing this because I really want to donate. I can't tell anybody about it. I need to be an anonymous donor. It's okay.
Yes. So one of my favorite quotes from a former boss of mine is that no company can afford to be anonymously altruistic.
I like that. Yes. Anything else we should know about giving or donating? How to give our talent, anything like that? Something to maybe put us in the right mindset?
Really, I think that you should really just remember that, just doing a little bit goes a really long way. And just starting. I think that's the hardest part for so many people, is just starting. And so don't overthink it. Just do something small. And it doesn't have to be a grand gesture. It can be something small, just to feel out, what it is you're passionate about and how you want to get involved and what works for your lifestyle.
Right. Yeah. So even I think you mentioned to me at one point, like buying the coffee for the person in front of you, it doesn't have to be a massive donation to a nonprofit. It can just be doing something good for the day.
Exactly. That little bit of good is going to benefit you so much more than it will the people that are receiving it.
I love that. Thank you. Tell us what you're excited about next or what you're working on in your business at the moment. Give us some insight into you.
Well, one of the things that I started earlier in the year is a webinar series.
Oh.
So I am always asked by different clients and people that I meet, okay, so what marketing tactics really work? What's going to work for my business? And so I started a series called What Works. And it's all designed to give you insight into things that are working now. I mean, a lot of people know kind of that traditional marketing. You need to be doing some social media, but did you know that you really need to, start thinking about your online reviews, because those are huge now.
Mm-hmm.
video engagement, podcast. Do you want to include one of those like we're talking about today?
Right.
Is that part of your business strategy? And so just trying to give people some more knowledge and understanding of what's going on. We're going to be talking about podcasts soon. We're going to be talking about marketing strategy, because a lot of people don't know what's involved, all the steps that are involved to creating a really comprehensive strategy, rather than throwing marketing at the wall like spaghetti to see what sticks.
Right. Right. Yeah. Because marketing doesn't really work if you do a little piece here and a little piece there. And I kind of do one of these things, but only for 2 weeks. And that's not how to be successful. Yeah. Yeah. And if anybody wants to listen to a crossover episode, I'll actually be teaching the podcast one. So by the time you're listening to this episode, that one should be available as well. Yeah. So super exciting. Thank you, Elizabeth. This has been really insightful, and I loved getting a chance to know that we can make a difference in our community even without having a ton of money to donate somewhere. What was it? Time, talent, and treasure? Is that, yes. Did I get it?
You got it. Time, talent, and treasure.
Okay. I'm going to stick that somewhere so that I can remember there's always a way to give back. Really appreciate you sharing with us today. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
If you'd like to get in touch with Elizabeth, you can do so by emailing her. It's elizabeth@elizabethkingconsulting.com, or give her a call at 918-853-6771. Thank you as well to all of our listeners and viewers. I'm your host, Camille Diaz. I specialize in financial education, life insurance with living benefits, and guaranteed lifetime income. You can contact me and find out what else I'm up to through my website, CamilleDiaz.com, and follow me on social media at Cam Unfiltered. Be sure to follow MoneyHeart at MoneyHeart Show, and on our website, MoneyHeartShow.com. The money mantra that Elizabeth sent to me is, when donors combine their resources, they can have a greater impact than any one person can do alone. So get out there and make a difference. Thank you.